Hey guys, welcome to Hello RC. This is Jason, and today I've got the Axial Gladiator, the SCX10iii, out here at Crawler County alongside the Traxxas F150 hightrail. And some of you may have seen my videos last week. I turned the Gladiator into a hightrail. It's running Desert Lizard 100mm shocks. So last week I threw the wheels and tires off of this truck here on it to see how it performed, and it did pretty darn good. So I want to see how big of a tire I can actually fit on this truck before I actually do upgrade it for real. So I'm just trying out some things that I have. These are off the Bomber. These are 5.5-inch tires, not the best performing tires, but just checking for fit and clearance and that sort of thing today. So let's drive it over here to the course and see how it does. And I will get the F150 out here along with this thing side by side in a future video. We'll see how they stack up to each other. But yeah, this is my newest upgrade project, if you will. It's always been one of my favorite trucks, but since I put these shocks on and lifted it, I have found a renewed love for it. The F-150 kind of took over as champion of my favorite trucks last year. Probably my favorite rig that I bought in 2023. But we're gonna give the Gladiator what it deserves and give that F-150 some competition. Just love the look of this lifted Gladiator. In the last video, it really had no clearance issues with the Traxxas tires, which are 5.3 inches. So these are a little bigger, so we're going to see how they do today. A little bit of rub on the fender there, but nothing serious. One of the modifications I'm thinking on doing is the fender delete for this, which would get rid of those fenders, give it a little more wheel and tire clearance. And that's something I can do on the 3D printer. It won't cost me a thing. These bead locks that I have on here, the track is a little narrower than it was with the Traxxas tires. But if I do like these, I have some wheel weights which will space it out a little bit and give it a little better center of gravity. But there's lots of things I'm going to need to do to this truck to get it to where I want it to be. Steering servo is nearly not enough for these big tires. Probably needs geared down a little. It's still running the stock electronics and stock motor, so it probably needs at least a 550 can motor with some more torque. Like I said, lower pinion gear. But so far, just with the tires, just from what I've done here thus far, I am really liking this rig. Just a little bit of stall out in this ESCN motor. Kind of on the edge there, tipping over, there it goes. All right, I took a approach angle that wasn't very good, so we'll just reset here at the bottom and try a different line that may be a little more successful. Comes up there. Yep, I think if I had a little bit of a smoother power delivery, it would definitely improve the climbing capability. Also, this 540 motor just doesn't quite have enough for the weight of this truck to give it enough drag brake. Come across Goose Hill Bridge. This is no throttle, and that drag brake on this least amount of a slope should just bring it to a stop, and it just goes straight on down. So far so good on the 5.5 inch tires. I'm really thinking with the fender delete, I wouldn't have any trouble getting a set of 5.7s or 5.75s, which would give a lot of options for different tires for this truck. And these are not performing that bad today. Better than I expected. Try some ground clearance items here. Come over this little breakover. No trouble. Try a tough line here. Gladiator is such a long truck. It's probably another half an inch longer than the F-150 and the K10 hightrail, which they are the longest Traxxas trucks, which makes this thing really long. Key is to get a tire hooked on the top of that, right up there. If I get enough pull to get my tire up on this brick. All right, let's try it one more time. Totally stalled out right now. Not enough power with this motor. I am on the throttle and it's not even turning a tire. And then again, at the end of this project, I would like to have this thing pretty decked out with some accessories and various things and just make it the ultimate expedition vehicle. Oh, look at that. It actually made it. That was super impressive. I didn't think the motor was gonna be able to pull through, but we got it. Go through danger pass here. Listen to the chassis twist going through there. This was something I was able to do with the Traxxas tires. But with the narrower track here today, I'm not quite sure. I think we'll skip that obstacle today. Yep, we'll bypass that and just climb straight to the top. Stickier tires would definitely hook up better there and pull it right to the top, but these wildpeaks are not hating them today. See if we can find a nice path to descend Mount Miles. Get the tire past that rock. Make this tight little turn here. Oh! Alright, let's try that again. I know the Gladiator can do better than that. That was poor driving on my part. Although it is tough for a long truck. Beautiful. Follow the trail around the base of the mountain. Oh, I don't know about this one. Woo. Boy, it just barely hung on there. That was pretty cool. Well, definitely not out of the woods yet. I'm at a pretty steep side hill and I need to turn up back tire's sliding down. Oh my gosh. Barely made it. Now this part here is really tricky, especially for a long truck. So I'm going to try to, let's pretend that didn't happen. I'm going to try to climb this section right here. Wildpeaks are holding on for dear life. And there we go. Back to the top of Mount Miles. Get it turned around here. We're coming down the fun way. All right, there we go, guys. I think that was a pretty good test run of these 5.5-inch tires, and they actually perform pretty good. So I think I'm going to throw some wheel weights on them and bring it back out to the course and go head to head with the F-150. Just the way it is now before I do anything else to it, and see how they stack up. So if you like this sort of content, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.